What if I told you that one free webinar can generate leads for life for your business? I want to share with you how to earn money from a webinar. In today's video, I want to show you how a simple webinar can generate cash flow on autopilot for your business, even while you're sleeping or on vacation. But you've got to do a great webinar for this to work. So I'm going to let you in on 5 things that you should know for your audience if you want to actually generate cash flow from a webinar. And just to pour gasoline on this entire operation, I want to give you 3 amazing strategies that I use for every webinar I perform to increase conversion. Ready? Let's jump in. How can a webinar generate cash flow on autopilot for your business? Yes, it's not too good to be true. You can create a webinar once and earn cash flow from it for life. Now, I don't want to say it's like set it and forget it, but it is optimize, rinse, repeat. Your webinar should teach your audience something and then pitch them into your offer. Sounds simple? Not always easy. So I'm going to give you those strategies today. Your webinar basically serves as a lead magnet, providing your audience with value, warming them up, and encouraging them to ascend up your value ladder. Have you done any webinars yet? If so, let me know how many and how has it gone? Let me know in the comments. Now, there's 5 things that your webinar should do for your audience if you want to earn money from your webinar. This isn't supposed to just be like a training where you're like, here's this information and hopefully they reach out to me and buy. There's actually a system for how you're going to help them to lead them towards an offer. You're teaching them this content, but you're also introducing yourself as the leader, showing them the before and after picture that you've gone through so that they can then see maybe your before picture as their current reality and your current reality as their hopeful transformation to what they're going to get. Our big job in a webinar is to help people by overcoming false beliefs and instilling that belief in them that they can do this too. And we do that a lot through stories. Our job as marketers is for our stories to be better than our audience's stories. And what I mean by that is their false beliefs, the stories that they're telling themselves for why they can't do this. And we help them overcome that with our stories by showing them the before and after, by showing them social proof, by giving them actual case studies of how we or our clients or other people did it. And in this, we're also doing these 5 things that I mentioned. We are justifying failures, allaying their fears, confirming suspicions, encouraging their dreams, and throwing rocks at the enemies. So by justifying their failures, we're telling them, you know what, it's not your fault that this hasn't worked for you before. You just haven't had this system, which gives them the hope and belief that, oh, I can actually do this. It overcomes the internal false belief that it's not something wrong with me. It's just that I haven't had the resources until now. In allaying their fears, we help them to overcome whether it's a vehicle, internal, or external fear that either this isn't going to work for them, or that they're not good enough, or there's something outside of themselves that's preventing them from getting to this. So we're showing them, you can do this now that you have this system. With confirming suspicions, we're validating for them that we understand that they might be suspicious if this strategy is going to work after all the other ones that have failed. But again, showing them, look at all the social proof, look at these case studies of people that it's worked for, just like you. And it can work for you too. With encouraging dreams, it's exactly as it says. We're encouraging them that yes, you can do this. We're helping you to overcome these false beliefs. We're showing you the proof is in the pudding of all these people just like you that have done it. And then we're throwing rocks at the enemies of all the strategies that don't work. So if it's someone that's maybe in weight loss and we're trying to show them that this diet works and that diet didn't, and it's because of science or strategies or whatever, but this one is what works. When we throw rocks at our common enemies, it validates that like we're on the same team and we're here to help you to get to that result. There's a quote from Blair Warren that he says, people will do anything for those who encourage their dreams, justify their failures, allay their fears, confirm their suspicions, and help them to throw rocks at their enemies. If you can include all 5 in your presentation, your audience will be throwing their credit cards at you. Now, before we move on to the 3 strategies I use for webinar conversion, have you subscribed to the channel yet? If you want more content strategy and business acceleration tips delivered to you 5 times a week, hit that red subscribe button to be notified every time I upload. There are 3 strategies that I use for every single webinar to increase conversion. And I'm telling you, like, do not skip any of these, because if you skip them, you're not going to close as well. And then you're going to wonder, why did that happen? Why didn't I convert as well? Well, because you didn't use these. So here's it. Make sure you write them down. Here's 3 strategies to increase conversion. The first one is to use trial closes. Trial closes take the temperature of your audience, and it's like an attempt to close the sale before you even get to the closing step. The more you can get people to nod their head yes, or even say yes in the comments or in the chat, or even if they're in front of you at like a live presentation, the more likely they are to say yes at the pitch at the end of your webinar. So you could be saying things like, "Could you imagine what this could do for your business?" Or, "Do you guys want this kind of outcome? Do you want to feel like this?" The answer is yes, and that primes your audience to repeatedly think yes, so they're more likely to say a big yes when the pitch comes at the end of the webinar. So you can make a list of trial closes, and we actually have some in our Hello to High Ticket training. All the things that can be getting them to nod their head yes, or say yes, or absolutely, or I want that. Something that's just getting them to agree with you so that then they agree with the pitch. The second thing is to make your offer the next logical step. Your entire webinar training should focus on filling the gap between where your audience was before attending the training and where they need to be to get maximum value from your offer. So you teach them just enough of that then when you offer the pitch, that becomes the solution, their next logical step. So in the training, you're giving them all the what, you're teaching them what they need, but then you're leaving the how for inside the pitch. So maybe if you're saying something like, this is the strategy that's going to help you to grow your business or to lose the weight or improve your relationships, but how we're going to do that is through these trainings, these resources, this coaching, this kind of outcome, these templates, and that's what they want to invest in to get to that result at a faster speed. And the third thing that you need in every single webinar, in every single pitch, and really any kind of piece of content that you're creating where you're trying to get them to agree or sign on or purchase something, is you need the don't forget the BUS strategy. BUS is an acronym for bonus, urgency, and scarcity. This is what's going to give your audience a reason to act fast. If you just say, "Hey, here's this thing that I'm going to sell you, and here's how much it is, and if you want it, great, here's the page," they don't actually have that urgency or scarcity or any advanced reason to get them to sign on quickly. So anytime that you are pitching something, you want to give them a reason to actually put down their credit card now by giving them the BUS, bonus, urgency, scarcity. Maybe you have a bonus that you're like, "Hey, if you sign up in the next 30 minutes, you're also going to get this breakthrough strategy intensive, or you're also going to get this additional training, you're going to get a free ticket to an event." That's going to give them a reason to sign on quickly. I love doing fast action bonuses because we want to reward the action takers. We always say that money loves speed. So the people that are emotional and excited about this are going to be the ones that take that fast action bonus and sign on quickly. Now for urgency, the fast action bonus is also urgency, but you could also say something like, this is only open for 24 hours. If you need some time to think about it, talk to your spouse, whatever, that's fine, but it's only open for 24 hours. If it was just open forever, they could think, I'll get it next week. But then your competitor who does have bonuses and urgency and scarcity could grab their attention. So this is also adding to the perceived value by including bonuses and urgency and scarcity because they're going to move towards it faster. And for scarcity, maybe you only have a certain amount of availability. If you're maybe selling concert tickets, there's only so many seats in the stadium. If you have a coaching program and you only have capacity for 10 people, that shows people that they have to sign on fast if they want one of those spots. So think to yourself before you drop a pitch, how can you add bonuses and urgency and scarcity to encourage your audience to act fast? Those are just some of the strategies that we use, but I actually want to show you the step-by-step process of building 3 unique offers in your business that will pave the way for infinite cash flow and help you to effortlessly ascend your audience from hello to high ticket. So if you're ready to jump on the fastest path to cash, I'd love to invite you to our next free private training where I'm going to break it all down for you. We even have done for you systems that you can implement right in your business. So I'd love for you to join us. You can go to hellotohighticket.com or click on the link in the description below. I will see you there.